Hey everybody, welcome back to Backlog Banter. I'm your boy Abram, joined as usual by the headshot and globe-trotting nitro rifle himself, Tucker Hazel. And we're here today for episode 21 of Backlog Banter. This is, of course, our weekly show where we talk about all the games we've been playing over the past week. If you want to tell us about the games you've been playing, Discord link, top of the description, subscribe, like, the bell, it's all down there. Tucker, what have you been playing?
I don't support that copyright infringement there. I'd like everyone to know. Video evidence. I need a lawyer. Wasn't my idea. I don't prove. But I haven't been playing too much, to be honest.
That's not surprising.
Yeah, this has been a theme for the last few weeks. But that doesn't mean I didn't play nothing, because I did play something.
This is my favorite episode of the show, episode 21.
All right, great. Yeah. Episode 21. Let's go. One thing I did play is I did a replay of Florence. I'm not sure if you are familiar with Florence.
I am familiar with Florence. Never played it. I don't want a game that's going to intentionally make me sad, but I've heard it's a very emotional and engaging story. Did you play it on mobile?
Yes, I have it on my phone.
Yeah.
I played it first time, I think 2018, summer 2018.
Sure.
And it's just a simple mobile game that sort of tells you an emotional story of a relationship and stuff. And I was just sitting there in the morning and I was sad about my own relationship, lack thereof. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to replay Florence because it has been almost 3 years at this point. And when I had first played it, I hadn't had a relationship before. So I was like, oh, this is great. But now it hits a little bit closer to home with some of the things that it shows. I think it's a great example of using simple gameplay and mechanics to convey emotions and convey storytelling. There's one, I think the best example of that in terms of mechanics is you have to piece together puzzle pieces to fit like a little speech bubble to have an argument with your partner. And as it ramps up, as your relationship gets better, the puzzles become simpler and you can do them quicker, so the conversation goes smoother. But as it starts to get worse, the puzzles become more complex, or the edges of the puzzle pieces become jagged to like indicate that you're yelling at one another or stuff like that. So like there's very simple things that really connect you to through the gameplay to the emotions that it's conveying. And I think that it's got one of the best soundtracks of all time, honestly. The simple piano and cello soundtrack that's just so catchy and so it's just amazing. And I'm not doing the game justice in my crappy ass review here, but I really think it's a must play. I'm on a replay. It took me about 28 minutes to beat, so not particularly long, but it's worth every penny. It's got amazing art. I highly recommend it.
I think that's something I'd check out. I've really been feeling shorter games recently. I think they fit a little bit better into my schedule, which is why I'll be talking about Xenoblade Chronicles 2 in just a second. But that does sound like something that'd be uniquely compelling to check out. And I believe it's on Switch also.
Yep. Don't know how that works, but
yeah, it seems like one of those games clearly designed for the affordances of mobile. So if I play it anyway, it'll probably be there.
When was the last time you played a mobile game?
Fuck, I don't know. Pokemon Go, probably.
Yeah. And even then, that almost doesn't count.
No, because it's not a mobile game. It wouldn't count.
Yeah. But fuck you.
Let's talk about Destiny 2.
What? Really?
Yeah. So
Wait, okay, hold on. You can't sit here and tell me I got no time to edit any BLB videos. My life's so fucking busy. But then you're playing Xenoblade 2 and Destiny 2. And you said 16 games, which I assume is an exaggeration, but...
Exaggeration.
Damn. How are you playing all these games? Where do you find the time?
Well, I'm not. I think I've played 34 minutes of Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I've probably played 3 hours of Destiny 2. It's Destiny. I don't know what to tell you. Here's the problem, right? Let me lay out a word picture for you here. I loved Destiny 1. I played a ton of it on PS4.
Mm-hmm.
But then I hopped into Destiny 2 pretty close to launch, and I just found myself underwhelmed by it because I felt like I had gotten that Destiny experience already. And out of a sequel, I expected something a little bit fresher, a little bit more new, right? Mm-hmm. So I didn't really stick with it. I came into Destiny 2 for the Beyond Light expansion now. I'm a little bit late to it, of course. It came out in November, but in the window.
That's the newest.
That's the newest
drop.
Yeah,
Set of drops.
newest expansion for the
I
game.
don't know what it's all about.
And you can get Destiny 2 and all of its expansions on Xbox Game Pass. So I downloaded it and I was just playing it over the course of a couple nights, and the game just really hasn't changed in any major way. It's introduced some new locations that were not there before. It's introduced some new introductory quests, and there's some tweaks to gear systems and everything. But on the whole, I just think that I might have gotten my fill of Destiny already.
Sure.
Because I'm getting back into it, and I'm loving the way the gunplay feels and the structure of the loot grind. But I feel like I've done it already. You know, I feel like I'm grinding towards the same thing again. Of course, I was a warlock in Destiny 1. I'm a hunter in Destiny
Fucking
2.
of course.
But at a certain point, grinding for higher light levels on more interesting looking gear is the same no matter what class you are, right? And having a location like Europa is cool, but I think that I had my experience with the game. What I'd love to see Bungie do is, because I don't know if you saw recently, they really scaled up. They have some new teams, some new studios.
Okay.
So I'd love to see them release a single player Destiny game or a completely
Sure.
new IP, just something that recontextualizes
Is
that
there any
experience.
single player content?
Yeah, there are campaigns. Each
Okay.
expansion comes with a new campaign, but it's a campaign in the context of multiplayer game, you know. So the missions are in existing locations, and they're not particularly scripted in a lot of ways. They're basically just missions that you could then run again as strikes and things. So they're not really. It's not playing Halo. It's not like you get another expansion, you get another Halo campaign, right? You're getting what is clearly first and foremost an online multiplayer game with some single player content, right?
Sure.
And funnily enough, having said that, this is the first time playing Destiny after having played the Halo games, which was interesting to see how much Destiny takes in terms of enemy variety, in terms of gameplay feel. It's a lot faster. It's a lot more mobile than Halo, but there's an advancement there from Halo Reach to Destiny, whereas like Halo 4 and 5 are very distinctly different. Like you can see the progression that Bungie themselves took.
Sure.
So that's interesting, but it didn't stick with me. I played it for a little bit. I thought maybe, you know, Destiny's the sort of game you can play, hop into, do a strike, do a couple of Crucible matches, hop out of. I thought that might be a good game to unwind with a little after class each day, but it's the same stuff I've been doing since I started playing Destiny years and years ago. So
yeah. Do you know, and I'm not familiar with the studio, does Bungie have any announced upcoming projects?
they have said recently, when they announced like the new studios, new teams they have, that they're working on other projects in the Destiny universe, and a new IP has leaked.
Sure.
So
okay.
So we'll see what it amounts to. It probably won't be for a while. They had to bump their entire Destiny 2 roadmap back a year because of COVID related issues with development. So whatever it is probably not going to materialize for a while, but stuff's in the works.
Is the last game they made Destiny 2?
Yeah, they've only made Destiny content since.
Since the split from Halo.
Yes. Since they left Halo, and then they made Destiny 1 with Activision, part of Destiny 2 with Activision, split from Activision, and just kept making Destiny 2 in self-publishing. So
Destiny 2 is on the Battle.net server, which is Blizzard's, Activision Blizzard's launcher.
I'm not sure if it is anymore. It might still
maybe
be.
Maybe it's not. Okay. Well, I just remember seeing it on there when I was playing Overwatch, but maybe that was years ago. Maybe I'm not up to times on Destiny, which is a series I don't give a flying fuck about.
Yes, I wouldn't be surprised that you weren't up on your Destiny business dealings, but no, they split from Activision probably, what was that, early 2019 maybe? So it's been a while of them doing it on their own.
Sure. I only have a couple other things to talk about personally.
Sure.
Being that I beat Dark Souls 1.
Yes.
And I'm very happy with that experience. It's one of my top 20 favorite games of all time now.
Your 17th favorite game of all time.
Holy fuck, I didn't know you even used backlog. That's not true. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm really tired. I slept a lot last night, but for some reason that's made me really tired this entire day.
Sometimes you sleep too much and then you're tired anyway.
Yeah.
You know? Like Snorlax. I wish I could come sit on your belly and play the Poke Flute for you.
Yeah. But basically, Dark Souls is the masterpiece that everyone makes it out to be.
Sure.
as I said last week, it's completely killed my hype for other games that are not developed by From Software, because the amount of quality in literally everything in the game is just
Yeah,
so leagues above basically everything else in the industry.
sure.
But I think that, interestingly enough, the second, or I'd say the last third of Dark Souls is not as good as the first two thirds. There was
Mhm.
development crunch, known development crunch near the end, where they've admitted they had to rush a few areas, and you get an area that's basically all just lava that kills you in like 3 hits. You
Good.
get an area that's invisible pathways that you have to like guess where they are. You've got an area that's completely dark unless you're wearing a specific helmet, so you just fall in the holes and die all the time. But those areas are also shorter than the earlier areas, so in some ways it sort of balances out. But I think on the whole, Dark Souls is, again, one of my new favorite games of all time. I'm so happy that I finally got into it and pushed through and beat it.
Good.
I think I'm just over 30 hours total gameplay. I did cheese a lot of stuff. I'm not ashamed of that. But I'm solidly a Souls fan now after 2 full games under my belt. Yeah, no, I can't recommend it enough. I don't think you'll play it anytime soon, but
No.
there's really a chance that you might enjoy it quite a bit if you ever do.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's not the sort of game I should be trying to play right now. But Bloodborne, if and when I try, will be the one, not only because it's in the
Sure.
PS Plus collection, but I think that style of gameplay would be most appealing to me.
Mhm.
So in a couple months,
Yeah.
perhaps I'll give it a shot. Which is how I feel, Tucker, about Xenoblade Chronicles 2,
Which
which
you
I
bought for $60.
$63.29 after tax.
Oh,
But
after trying the game and selling it,
I did
and
it because I felt pressured to.
no, you didn't. You felt your own self pressured to.
Right, yeah.
That
I
doesn't
wanted
count.
I wanted to get Pyra and Mithra and Smash Brothers, but I didn't own Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So my brain told me that I had to get the game first. Keep in mind, my play clock actually turns out I played 2 hours of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 the first time and then never touched it again.
Sure.
So I don't even think I gave it a fair shot. And I actually am excited to, because I tweeted a picture of my Switch saying I just bought the game, and it said, "This is Sakurai's fault." Get over 500 likes. And
What the fuck? Are you serious?
yeah,
Wait, was it hashtagged
no,
Smash
no,
Bros? Was it
no, no,
hashtag?
no. It just says, "This is Sakurai's fault," with a picture of me buying the game.
Wait, how many fucking followers do you have on Twitter?
I was just under 800. And
Jesus Christ, that's most of your followers.
I got literally, Tucker, like 40 or 50 comments of people saying, "You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. I can't wait. This is an incredible game. You're gonna love it." All of this.
Yeah.
There's something I'm missing, and this is why I've played every Xenoblade Chronicles game, even though I don't really like them. But this, Tucker, will be the time. Not
Holy
right now.
shit, 559 likes.
Yeah, this will be the one that I really try.
Okay, hold on. That is like over 10 times more than your average likes.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
You
That's
know,
wild. I don't pay attention to Twitter very often, not gonna lie. But when something like that comes across my table, I just have to sit back and gawk, because that's impressive.
I'm telling you, there's pressure for me to play this game and give it more than 2 hours in 2017 on my birthday one day, and then never play it again. I think it's because my birthday is Christmas Eve. On Christmas Day, I got L.A. Noire on Switch.
Sure.
Fucking love L.A. Noire.
Which is now one of your favorite games, yeah.
Yes. So Xenoblade never had a chance, of course, against L.A. Noire. How could it? But so again, I've played half an hour, and then I had to do other things. So I'm gonna tuck that one. I'm gonna tuck that one. If I was wearing a bra, I'd be like a seductive woman. I'd tuck it right here.
Your Xenoblade Chronicles 2 cartridge?
Because I'm gonna fucking play it, but just not right now, you know?
But you played some of it.
I played 2 hours. I don't remember anything.
No. But I thought you said you played like 30 minutes of it.
Yeah, I played like 30 minutes of it, but what am I gonna say? Like 20
Yeah,
minutes
I
of that
guess
is
that's
a
true.
cutscene.
Save your thoughts for when you've got a little more substantial meat on your bones.
It's literally it's just already a horny cutscene, and then you like fight a crab, and that's all I've done so far. So I have 2 more games to talk about.
Okay.
How many do you have?
I have 1.
I know what it is.
Yeah, of course you do, because you've been stalking my fucking backlog like a creep. Jesus Christ.
So do you want me to give one more, and then we'll be
Yeah,
even
go ahead.
Steven, as Shia LaBeouf would say?
Is that his classic phrase?
No, that's a show he was on. I played Sea of Solitude, the director's cut. Full disclosure. Blah, 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 blah. I got a review code for the game.
Review code provided by PlayStation.
No, I played it on Switch. This game, if people remember, released first in 2019 under the EA Originals banner. This director's cut brought the game to Switch. It came with a new script, a new voice cast, which is interesting.
Those
As
are pretty
well
big
as
changes.
yeah, as well as a photo mode.
That's cool.
I wish I could love the game
Sure.
because, as basically as I said in my review for CBR, this is a game that has an incredibly emotional and resonant story that's told in an incredibly inventive way. Essentially, you're going through this girl Kay's past traumas, which have manifested themselves as these huge literal beasts. And you're going through this sunken world that's informed by her memories. It's like a warped hellscape, pretty much, of everything she's experienced in her life.
Okay.
So the narrative is informing the gameplay in just such a fascinating way. And it's written well. It's very genuine. If you can relate to even one story beat, it's incredibly powerful.
Sure.
It deals with mental health and loss and loneliness and all of these things very well. The problem, though, is that the game is about 3 hours long, and it goes through like 4 different gameplay styles. There's stealth segments, platforming segments, exploration segments, some mild action segments. And the problem with that is that in such a short runtime, every gameplay idea feels paper thin. So basically, you feel like you're jumping from paper thin vignette to vignette in a way that's not specific, really compelling, because you end up being taken out of the experience as you're being presented with a new set of mechanics that are not building on anything, that aren't really engaging in a particular way. So the gameplay just can't capitalize on the emotional resonance of the storytelling.
Sure.
Which is disappointing. I really think that if this had just been more like a Journey or an Abzu, in the sense that it had one consistent gameplay style, that would have been great, because it would have felt more focused and it would have allowed the storytelling to take center stage. Because in an experience that's 3 hours long, you don't need to start providing such drastic shifts in gameplay variety, because you're playing it for a sitting.
Yeah.
And because it's just switching so much, you're just being taken out of the experience as you're trying to think, okay, so now I've got this new mechanic and this is explained well, but it's surface level, and it's clunky. And it's unfortunate. I hope that Joe May Games, who made this game, takes another crack at a game like this. I think they could do it incredibly well, because the storytelling is phenomenal and important, I think. Yeah. But the gameplay is just not there.
I do think that with a studio that small and making a game that focused in its vision, I think it is certainly possible that we get another game from them that fits those similar beats but polishes up those issues that was that their first game, do you know?
I believe it was.
Okay, well, check. Under the assumption that it was, that they weren't aware would cause possible issues or would make it seem weak in some areas, because you have a lot of indie studios that do their one thing and get better at it over time. You've got Playdead with Limbo and then Inside, which are obviously very similar but evolved in some ways. You've got Giant Squid with who they made Abzu, but did they help with Journey? Something like that. But
even that game company went from Flow to Flower to Journey.
Yes, exactly. But you've got these studios that have their idea and they continue to iterate on it and expand. And I think that it's possible that we get something from them that fixes up those issues. And I don't think it would necessarily be that hard to do. I mean, if they do a 6-hour campaign story-based game with less changes in gameplay variety, they could really be hit on something special.
I agree.
Yep. Time for my thing? Me? Okay. I started Dark Souls 3, which I assume is what you knew that I started.
Yes.
Which I did kind of against my own will. It's kind of not, because I finished Dark Souls 1 and I'm like, God damn it, I kind of want to start Dark Souls 3. And so I was talking to my friend Joe about it, who is the one who got me into all these games, and he's been helping me along with lore, and we have plenty of game nights where we just play Souls games together. And I was like, I want to start Dark Souls 3. And I was like, okay, I'll come over and I'll watch you start it. And then as it was downloading, I was looking at the other games I could download, and I was like, oh, Maquette, I want to give that a try. Oh, Concrete Genie. Oh, that's I want to give that a try. And I texted him and I'm like, I want to give one of these other games a try. And he's like, bro, I'm coming to see Dark Souls 3. And I'm like, okay, fine. I'll start Dark Souls 3. So I did. And it's crazy that Dark Souls 3 is Dark Souls 1 and Bloodborne put into a blender and spat out in a good way. It's obviously a very quality game. I've only played an hour and a half of it. But it's funny to come right off of Dark Souls 1 where everything is so slow and methodical, after coming off of Bloodborne before that, which everything is very aggressive and fast paced, and jump into a game where the enemies just move 3 times faster than they did in Dark Souls 1, and my attacks are different, but this time I have a shield, which Bloodborne didn't have. So it's going to take a lot of getting used to, but I bet I will really like it when I get into it. The thing with the FromSoft/Souls games is that they are relatively similar from a structure and gameplay, perspective, and you've spent so much time in one of them that your brain has set up certain ways to react to things and dodging and timing and all that. And so when you're starting a new game, it definitely feels a little bit weird. Dark Souls 3 feels weird to me at first because I'm so used to what Dark Souls 1 did. And the structure of Dark Souls 3 is different than Dark Souls 1, so I'm gonna have to definitely get used to that. But I also felt that exact same way coming off of Bloodborne and getting into the first Dark Souls, is that I was like, okay, this doesn't quite feel right. Like I really have to get used to having my dodge roll being slower and stuff. But then obviously over time I got very used to that and very into it. And I think the same thing will happen with Dark Souls 3. It's just coming literally under a day later than I finished Dark Souls 1. Starting 3 is a little bit of a jarring experience, but I just definitely need to put more time into it. Because also the stories of 1 and 3 are the ones that are connected. 2, I think, is tangentially connected, but it's not as directly related. And it's already fun being familiar with the Dark Souls 1 lore, going into 3, watching the opening cutscene, meeting a few of the early characters, and realizing where they're connected, how the story's going to fit in. And I really can't wait to explore more of it.
And I can't wait to hear your thoughts unfold as you do, because I went through the Halo games back to back to back. You're taking the Souls games back to back to back.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to hear how they treat you.
Dark Souls 1 took me just under a month to beat.
Yeah.
And with 30 hours, clearly I didn't grind that fast, because 30 hours I could have done that in 2 weeks or something like that. But I really did take my time with it. And I feel like 3 I might even try taking a little bit longer. I do want to play some more other games between. I'm probably not going to hop back into 3 for a while because I have other things on my plate that I want to sort of refresh myself with, including Link's Awakening, including Pokemon Crystal, including Concrete Genie. And then I'll be giving more thoughts in Dark Souls 3. And then I really can't wait to play Sekiro. And I really can't wait to play Demon's Souls. And I really can't wait to play Dark Souls 2 because that one's so controversial. But my friends really like it and some people really hate it. And holy good God. 2021, I think every month I'm just going to be tackling a new Souls game.
Cool. Maybe you'll even have Elden Ring to tackle if you're lucky.
No fucking way. Are you kidding me? That's not coming this year. No fucking way. Last game?
I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it for next week for 2 reasons. 1, because I need to be done in 1 minute from now. And two, because I want... Here's the deal. I'll leave you on a cliffhanger. It's Donkey Kong Country 3
I knew
Dixie's
about that.
Double Trouble. I really love the game. I think that this is possibly one of, if not my favorite Nintendo 2D platformer. But I said that about the first half of DKC 2. And then the second half, things turned around a little bit.
Yeah.
But so far, this game is really something special. And so next week, I will have finished it. Hopefully, because these games are not very long.
Well, the question is, well, if you survive the next week, because John Cartwright is out there and he's looking for you, and you might get killed.
Right. He tweeted at me this morning. I tweeted at him, and then he replied to me. So he knows I exist.
That's not him tweeting at you.
he tweeted a reply to me. It's not, we don't need to haggle over the details. But he might know that I'm playing a game with KIDDY Kong in it. So we'll see. Yeah. But Tucker, I don't want to thank you for joining me this week, and I don't want to say anything to the audience. We'll be back. Goodbye.
Bye. All right, hit me off.
Hey, everybody.